Well, but we started her day off pretty bad yesterday.
I mean, it was
happened
the worst.
again. It happened again. She knocked, well, we thought.
Kelly Ripa's imagination went elsewhere when discussing people who raw dog flights. During the Wednesday, September 10th, episode of Live with Kelly and Mark, Ripa's mind was a bit in the gutter as her husband and co-host, Mark Consuelos, read a topic point about people who love to stare at in-flight maps on planes. The conversation resurfaced a trend from last year in which travelers would raw dog their flight experience, a term Ripa had only known to be sexual in its meaning. Mark Consuelos loves watching in-flight maps. Consuelos noted that he and Live's executive producer Michael Gelman had just been talking about the subject matter, as he admitted, "I love a map, especially if we're flying over the Alps. Even out west, where you're going over the Rockies." In response, Ripa quipped, "Yeah, you always announce to me what we're going over. I love to see things, if I recognize something, especially when we start to get a little bit lower, and we're going to a destination. I'm like, oh, I know where that is. Oh, that's there," he shared. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos discussed the meaning of raw dogging. Consuelos then informed fans. The practice got a blast of publicity last year amid a social media trend that featured travelers, mostly men, staring straight ahead at maps or blank space during trips to prove something. "What was that called?" he asked, before remembering the term, stating, "raw dogging." Confused by how raw dogging is when you stare at nothing, Ripa confessed, "I thought raw dogging was something else entirely." Ripa seemed to be referencing the original use for the slang term, used to raunchily describe the act of having intercourse without a condom. "I was reading articles about people raw dogging on a plane, and I was like, they should be arrested," she exclaimed. Disgusting, Jenny Mullen slammed for going on a plane with lice. Entitled and gross, Matthew McConaughey's wife Camila Alves shares terrifying flight experience after her plane suddenly dropped 4,000 feet. Jennifer Aniston reveals she's using hypnosis to get over her extreme fear of flying. Consuelos had the same thoughts as his wife, admitting his mind also went to the word's more vulgar meaning. "When I was saying that, I was like, I shouldn't be saying this," he said. Circling back to the point of the conversation, the Riverdale actor joked that watching in-flight maps is cheaper than buying Wi-Fi on the plane because it's free. And it works, he comedically added. Ripa and Consuelos aren't afraid of adding a little spice to their daytime talk show. A few episodes prior, Consuelos boldly asked his wife to have intercourse all weekend to help raise the low averages of adults engaging in sexual activity. "Well, we're gonna break that average this weekend. Me and you, kiddo." "Yeah, right?" he comedically suggested as Ripa seemed to become embarrassed. "Who is this we you speak of?" she teased. Ever heard the term raw dogging flights? If you're like Kelly Ripa, you might be picturing something, well, completely different from what it actually means. Get ready for a hilarious journey into airport etiquette, or the lack thereof that left Kelly speechless and might just change the way you look at air travel forever. Stay tuned, because this story is a wild ride. So, the always entertaining Kelly Ripa found herself in a truly live moment when a discussion on her show took an unexpected turn into the world of flying. The term in question? Raw dogging flights. Now, for many, this phrase conjures up images far removed from the sterile environment of an airplane cabin. And Kelly, bless her heart, was right there with them, her imagination clearly running wild with possibilities. The real meaning, however, is a little less scandalous and a lot more, shall we say, unhygienic. We're talking about passengers who choose to fly without shoes or socks. Yes, you heard that right. Bare feet on an airplane. The thought alone is enough to make many of us cringe. The floors of an airport and airplane are exposed to countless feet, spills, and who knows what else. It's a breeding ground for germs, and the idea of voluntarily making direct contact with it truly shocked Kelly. She reacted with her characteristic blend of humor and genuine disbelief, exclaiming, "They should be arrested," and honestly, many frequent flyers might silently agree. The concept of airplane hygiene is something we often take for granted, but moments like these bring it sharply into focus. It's a stark reminder that while we're all sharing a confined space for hours, not everyone adheres to the same standards of personal conduct. This raw dogging phenomenon, as some are calling it, isn't just about personal preference. It touches on the broader issue of passenger etiquette. It's about respecting the shared environment and the comfort of those around you. Imagine settling in for a long flight, only to catch a glimpse, or worse, a whiff of someone's bare feet on the armrest, or splayed out in the aisle. It's enough to turn even the most seasoned traveler's stomach. Kelly's reaction resonated with so many because it highlights a common frustration. Why do some people feel it's acceptable to disregard basic cleanliness and consideration when traveling? It's a puzzling aspect of modern air travel. So, the next time you're heading to the airport, maybe pack an extra pair of socks, or at least keep your shoes on. It's a small step that makes a big difference in maintaining a more pleasant journey for everyone. And who knows, you might just avoid Kelly Ripa's wrath. What do you think about raw dogging flights? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this discussion as eye-opening and hilarious as Kelly Ripa did, give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more engaging content.